have to have Amy on here, by the way. I have to, I'm literally texting her after this to get a date to bring her on to the weekly spirit boost so we can chat. But anyway, so your body can, so if you go through an experience, even if it's not a major trauma, right? It doesn't have to be a huge major thing, but just something, maybe somebody says something, you take something in, something sort of hits you the wrong way or just perturbs you or upsets you or angers you. We have these emotions, right? And for the most part, so many of us tend to stuff those emotions. We tend to not process them. We tend to deny them, eat food to make them go away, exercise to try and, and actually exercise can help you get rid of emotions, but we try to do these things and often they're unhealthy because we want to stuff them down. We want to repress them. We want to not feel them. And in doing that, they get stuck in different areas of our body, and that leads to physical health problems. But you can also have emotional blocks that will stop you from moving forward. So you can have unprocessed emotions that your body can clear if you know how to clear them. Amy shares so much about it. If you go to her YouTube, you'll see so many different clearing techniques she offers. But you can have unprocessed emotions connected to a person in your life. You can have unprocessed emotions connected to an age. You can have unprocessed emotions. Oh, YouTube is not streaming? It says that it's streaming. Somebody's saying YouTube is not streaming. It should be streaming. StreamYard, what are you doing? I don't know why. If I'm not streaming, I'll just upload it to there later. June is saying I'm not on YouTube. I should be on YouTube. So you can have unprocessed emotions related to a specific age of yours. You can have unprocessed emotions related to, I'm just trying to check to see if, yeah, I don't know why YouTube is not streaming, you guys. I'm sorry. It says it's waiting for me, but I'm here. Hello. It says that I'm live, but I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I'll just upload it to YouTube afterwards. Sorry, guys. So unprocessed emotions related to a person, related to an age, related to a specific event or experience that you went to. Unprocessed emotions related to a particular time of year, to a particular month of the year, if something traumatic happened to you during that month. There's so many things that we can have unprocessed emotions related to, and they could be blocking us, and they could be making us physically ill in certain areas, right? Your body, your body as a whole can hold on to it. Organs can hold on to these emotions. Body parts can hold on to these emotions, all of that. But also I'm talking about mental blocks. So like if you're trying to find, I've had clients come to me where they're like, I'm just trying to find a new job and I don't know why I can't. And we have to clear unprocessed emotions related to a specific job, related to a specific boss, right? That like we need to let go of so that we can move on. So that's just an example of the whole unprocessed emotions situation. The other block that we can have is actual unprocessed experiences. So the death of someone, a particularly traumatic experience. It doesn't even have to be that traumatic. That's why I have to get Amy on here to talk more about this because she knows way more than I do. But just in my experience, in my own life, I've been doing this for years, and now I help other people find and clear these things. And so you can have an experience as well as emotions that your body is still sort of holding on to or replaying, that your subconscious mind, and that's where all this stuff is stored, you guys, too, is in the subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind could be replaying these events or this event, right? So you can have an unprocessed experience from a certain age. You don't even have to physically remember what it is, but the subconscious mind knows, and it's replaying that, and it's keeping you in a loop, and it's blocking you. Okay. So that's the other thing. So unprocessed experiences, unprocessed emotions. The third one, which you've heard me talk about so many times, I've taught a whole class on it. I have to reteach that class again. Maybe I'll do it in the new year. All about limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs will hold you back. Now, not all limiting beliefs are negative. You can have a positive limiting belief, which is amazing because it's making things happen fantastically in your life, right? All beliefs are limiting in some way, but it's the negative ones we have to worry about. So the beliefs that we have taken on over the years, through our environment, through our parents, through our teachers, through our friends, through our experiences that we have taken on and that replay in the subconscious mind and will 100% block you from moving forward. How do they block you from moving forward? Because and I always say limiting beliefs are not a woo-woo concept. Limiting beliefs are a legit scientifically backed thing. Okay. Because in your brain, you have something called the reticular activating system that is sort of like a filter and like a matchmaker. And it literally only allows into your, it's a filter between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And it only allows from the subconscious into the conscious things that match those beliefs. So if you believe, I can't make more than X amount of dollars, or it's too hard. It's going to be hard for me to find a new job. The opportunities that are around you that counteract that belief will not make it through to the subconscious mind. So you won't even know about it because the belief is blocking it. That's how powerful your limiting beliefs are. So that is the third thing. The fourth thing that I find is literally energy patterns or energy cycles. So we get stuck sometimes in an energy pattern of fear or an energy pattern of guilt or an energy pattern of anger. And so that type of cycle or energy pattern is running on us and we don't even know we're walking around with it, or we may be aware we're walking around with it but can't put our finger on exactly what it is. So that's another thing that happens that we can get stuck in, right? Like, so when your nervous system gets triggered and you find yourself like stuck in the fight, flight, or freeze pattern, and you don't even realize it, but you're just constantly on edge. That's something that we can clear energy around. So again, these things block you from moving forward in so many areas, whether it's physical health, emotional health, career, money and abundance, relationships, all of it. And so that's the bad news, right? Is that we all have them. The good news is we can find them and we can clear them. So I do help people do that in my one-on-one sessions. Again, I think I have 4 left for the rest of the year, and there's 2 different types of sessions. So I'm not sure which ones are open. But that is something that I do. However, it is something you can learn to do for yourself. So we can sort of learn to figure out limiting beliefs. We can learn to uncover these things. Again, Amy's book, How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can. Yes, it's about physical healing, but you can apply these to any area of your life. I just realized Instagram can't see the book. You can apply them to any area of your life. I have to get Amy on here. But you can actually do muscle testing. You can use your pendulum to access the subconscious mind to find out what some of these things are that are blocking you. And then you can use energy techniques to clear them. Most people know about emotional freedom technique, right? Which is the tapping, where you're tapping on the different parts of your body to clear energy. That is something that can change beliefs. And I find so many people get caught up in like, oh my God, I have a limiting belief and it's going to take me weeks or months. Or I've heard people say like, I'm repeating affirmations for like a year to try and correct. No. There are easier ways. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I'm a Virgo. I am like analytical, practical. Like, how can I do this faster? Like, well, I'm not going to wait a year, right? So there are energy techniques you can use. EFT is one of them. There's one, again, by Amy B. Share. If you go to her YouTube channel, and if you've ever come to me at a one-on-one session, odds are I gave you the sweep, which is a script to use to reprogram your subconscious mind. So there's so many different things that we can do to clear these things faster than what you might believe. Because again, it doesn't have to, your beliefs don't have to take a ton of time to clear. The emotions don't have to take a ton of time to clear. There are so many different energy therapy techniques. I'm going to have Amy come on here. I'm convinced. I'm literally texting her after this. so we can talk about some of this. And she's going to be back on our annual summit. So if those of you who don't know, every year, starting in January, I run the Living an Elevated Existence Mind, Body, and Soul Summit, which is free to listen to. I have all different speakers on all different topics of manifestation, mind, body healing, intuition. That is starting again in January, and Amy is going to be on that as well. But I'm going to have her come on here before that, so that we can chat all things energy therapy. But once you learn how to identify some of these things and you realize them, you can begin to clear them. And it's possible to clear them. And it doesn't have to take months or years. I am talking about minutes. I am talking about minutes. And so it's a part of my everyday life. Anytime I'm stuck in an area, I'm like, there's got to be something. And I started in this work with physical healing. I started in this work because I have something called a mast cell disorder, or mast cell activation disorder that I am healing. And so I started looking at these blocks for that. And then I realized, wait a minute, this applies to everything in my life. So now anytime I get stuck, whether it's physical, whether I have a pain, I have a headache, I have something going on, or I'm like, I seem to be stuck in this pattern, or I seem to not be able to change in this area. Why can't I change? Why can't I make this happen? Oh, I got to look into this. There's got to be some clearing I can do. And so I wanted to come on here and share that, because if you are stuck in some area of your life, I want you to know that it is normal and it is okay. And that we have spiritual tools available to us to help us with everything. And one of those spiritual tools is energy clearing. So again, there's EFT, there's the Sedona method, there's Ho'oponopono. There is the sweep that I told you about. Amy B. Scher, she also has something called thymus tapping to clear emotions. There are so many different techniques and ways that you can start clearing. And so when people come to me in a session, I say, okay, here are your blocks, and here's the best way for you to clear them. And it's all based on muscle testing. I just happen to use a pendulum for muscle testing because I've gotten so good at it, which is why every year I teach a class on how to use the pendulum. So, but it's good news, because it means that you can actually clear these things and you can actually do something about it. And it doesn't have to be this long, drawn out, arduous process. And once the energy is cleared, once you reprogram the belief, you're cleared, right? Unless something happens where you take on a new belief, which is always possible too, which is why it's funny, because I got my husband into energy clearing years ago. And he always says to me, like, when is it done? And I'm like, it's never done. Like, you're 40, what is he, 46 now? I'm like, you have 46 years worth of stuff. Like, it's never done. It's a process. But it's done once you clear the specific thing. So if I have a limiting belief around money and I clear that belief is cleared. And once you start clearing the energy, once you start working with the energy, now all of a sudden you start noticing opportunities you didn't notice before. You start seeing and getting ideas and acting on things that maybe you weren't doing before, because now these things are getting through to your conscious mind. Now all of a sudden things are starting to move forward. Now all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, like money sort of is coming to me in odd ways, and I don't know how, this is so strange, I can't believe it. That's sort of how it starts working. But we all have them. We all have the unprocessed emotions, the unprocessed experiences, the limiting beliefs, the energy patterns or cycles. And the other thing is, you can also be taking on energy if you know you're empathic. And this has totally happened to me before, where I've had to literally clear other people's energy from me using these different techniques, as well as using my selenite wand. You guys know I love my selenite wand. I always have this big one on my desk. But you can also be taking on energy from other people that you can clear as well. But again, yes, somebody had said it was a practice. Let me see some of these comments. Hopefully I'm live on YouTube now. I don't know what happened. Oh, I think I am, because I see somebody. Oh, so I don't know what happened to YouTube. That was weird. Okay. Let me just see if there's any questions. Mary, she says, I have lots of unprocessed emotions. You and me too, Mary. Let me tell you something. I have always been the type, and I know this about myself now. I didn't know this about myself years ago, but I know this about myself now, is that I tend to be someone who holds on to stuff and stuff down. I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's okay. And then I have emotions that I have from like from 5 years old. And you can also have things from past lives. I mean, listen, I could get deep in. I don't want to get too deep into this. That's a whole other situation. But there's a lot of stuff. Let's see. Okay. Yes, Carla. Amy also has a new healing card deck coming out. It's coming out, I think, in 2024. I think that's what she said. I'm gonna have her on. I'm totally gonna have her on, even though her deck's not out yet. I'm gonna have her on and we're gonna chat about all things healing, and maybe we'll even do some kind of live clearing. I'm texting her after this. Yes, Nathaniel, or oh my gosh, how do I say your name? Natalie. It's probably Natalie. Like yoga, meditation, it's a practice. Correct. Energy clearing is a spiritual tool that we have available to us that is a practice that we must do over and over again. Okay, let me see. Jacqueline, yes, that is Amy. That's Amy. I'll go back through this and I'll put a link to her YouTube channel because you can find all her clearing techniques on that. But again, it's Amy B. Share is her book, or is her name. But I'll go back into this and put a link to her YouTube channel because you can find so much information just on the YouTube channel, including the techniques and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I don't know why my YouTube was 10 minutes late. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll have to download. I don't know what happened. Okay. Whitney, what is the best way to start? Which questions should we ask to reveal the types of blocks we have? So I always tell people, if you're looking for limiting beliefs, right? Let's start there. What I tell you to do, which I promise you this will reveal them, is think of an area that you are stuck in, or that you're not making progress in for whatever reason. Trying to find a job, trying to get a promotion, trying to make more money, whatever it is. Sit down with a pen and paper, and I want you to literally pretend that you're complaining to a friend, just venting about all of the reasons why this isn't working for you. All of the reasons why you can't make more money, all of the reasons why you can't get to, get to where you're trying to get that promotion, find that relationship, all of the different reasons. And just like you're complaining to a friend. So if it's a new job, you might say, like, I'm too old at this point. There's so many younger people that are getting the jobs, and that's why I'm not getting a new job. Or I don't live in the right location, or no matter what I do, it's just so hard for me to do this. I'm not good at this. Whatever it is, you're going to just complain all the reasons why you think you can't do it. I want you to write them all down, and then I want you to go through them, because you will find so many beliefs that you're too old, that you can't do it, that it's too hard, that you don't live in the right area. All of these different things are beliefs, and they're limiting you. And then you would go through and muscle test them. So I will also link to a video on my YouTube channel where I teach something called the standing method, which is an easy way to muscle test. I believe Amy has this on her channel also, but I'll just link to it on mine because I know where it is. So that'll give you an easy way to muscle test. You will find those beliefs and you'll go, oh my gosh, like I need to, and when you do that muscle testing, you can see, is this a belief I have and do I need to clear it? And then I teach people to use that same method to go through and find the best way to clear it. So should I do EFT? Should I do the sweep? Those are the two biggest ones I find when you have a limiting belief. Either EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, or the sweep. One of those two will knock it out. So that's how I teach people to start uncovering their own limiting beliefs, because what happens is I'll have clients come to me and I'll say, okay, well, what's going on? Or why is this, why do you think this is happening? Or blah, 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 blah. And then they'll just start talking and all of the stuff is in there. Now I use my intuition also. What I do with clients is before I even get on the call with you, I'm tuning into your energy and I'm pulling blocks. But then we'll get on the call and you'll chat. And oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that comes out of it. So pretend you're on a call with me and just say, Tammy, here's all of the reasons why this is not working for me. And you will find plethora of limiting beliefs. You will find so many different things in terms of that. So that's how that's the easiest way to do the blocks. For unprocessed emotions and all of that stuff, I would refer again back to Amy's work. She really teaches you she has charts in here of emotions and all that kind of stuff. So I would say go back to that, and that'll teach you how to do that stuff for yourself. Because that's what happened to me. Like I started doing this and I just started learning as I go along, right? I'm summarizing stuff for you here. But limiting beliefs, I would say you can start literally as soon as you get off of this, stop watching this and go and sit down and say, okay, Tammy, pretend you're talking to me. Here are all the reasons why, this isn't working, or I'm not moving forward, or I can't find the job, or I can't find the relationship, things like that. And you will start pulling out beliefs. I promise you. Okay. Let's see. Sam is saying, how can you clear lack blocks? So again, there's so many different clearing methods that you can look at. And again, I would start looking at some of the reasons why you're telling yourself you can't have more money or you're not making more money. A lot of times the beliefs will go down to, I can't do it. I shouldn't do it. It's not safe to do it. I don't deserve to do it. Those are sort of the places that I would start investigating and seeing what could be. Another one with lack, I find, is it's better to give than to receive. That's another one that comes up for a lot of people, which is a beautiful and amazing thing. But if that's blocking you from receiving, you don't want that, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, Sam again. He said EFT is so helpful. Good to know about the sweep method. Yes, the sweep is my favorite. It's my favorite because it's a script. So again, I will link to Amy's YouTube channel. I'll go back and link to all of this stuff. And then I also on Instagram, I'll link to her Instagram page so you can see who I'm talking about. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about, is just we all have these blocks. But the good news is when we figure out what those blocks are, there are methods to clear them that do not have to take a trillion years. You can literally find them and clear them. And by January, you're well on your way to a different experience, even before January, let's be honest. But I'm just using that as the new year, because it makes a huge difference. And I've seen it in my own life, and I've seen it in the life of my clients and my students and my family members. It's incredible. It's incredible once you start learning this stuff. And it's just such an important tool to have in your spiritual toolbox. So I am going to reach out to Amy. Literally, I'm going to end this stream and I'm texting her and telling her I was talking about you. You have to come on. And that way you guys who are not familiar with her or not familiar with some of these blocks or these methods, we'll get into it a little bit on here. And hopefully I'll have her before the end of the month. Obviously, I won't be on for Thanksgiving, which happens to fall on a Thursday, of course, every year. So I won't be on for that, but I'll see maybe if I can get her on either next week or the beginning of December, and we'll do a fun live with her. So thank you all for being here again with me. I hope this doesn't freak you out. I didn't want to come on here and say, here are all the possible blocks you have. And you're like, this is like a good thing. This is like, let's start investigating and realizing, oh my gosh, there's something I can do. There's something in my control that I can do about this. There's something that I actually have actionable information, and I can take control of the situation and I can do something about it. I don't have to feel like I'm a victim. I don't have to feel like I am stuck and there's nothing I can do about it, because that is not the case. There are spiritual tools, right? There's a spiritual tool for that. There's a spiritual tool for almost everything, I find. So check out Amy's book. Like I said, I will go back and link on Facebook and YouTube to the standing method that I talk about, and also for muscle testing, and also for the Amy's YouTube. I will go back and do that now so that you guys can go back to that. And I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day and rest of your weekend. It is very, very full here. I have actually my stepson's playoff football game on Sunday, so that will be fun. And I will see you all back here next Thursday for another weekly spirit boost, maybe with a guest, maybe not. We'll see what we can put together. And have a beautiful and amazing day and weekend. Bye, everyone.